Alrighty, here we go. Finishing up chapter 10. What? Yay. Okay. So we're going to start with, that's Martin Van Buren right there with the crazy hair. So the Whig Party is going to get established in 1835. And this is going to be a group of people that are going to oppose Jackson's policy and his high-handed king-like conduct. Jackson knew everything, just FYI. He was always right. That is not going to be a quality that many people love. So these are going to be people that are kind of against the way Jackson is. They identify themselves with the pre-revolution party that opposed arbitrary actions by the king. They're going to support political candidates of wealth and ability or talent. They're not as strong in the South because they disagreed with party support of high tariffs and social mobility. Calhoun argued that the wage labor system in the North was a contradiction of Whig ideology. They urged Northern industrialists and Southern slave owners to unite against their common foe, which is the working class of enslaved blacks and propertyless whites. So Calhoun is, if you recall, was the VP for the first term of Andrew Jackson. So, yeah, he's kind of against that. Anti-Masons are going to become Whigs. They recruit them by advocating Masons' causes, which is temperance, equal opportunity, evangelical morality. 1836, Van Buren runs against 4 Whig candidates. He's going to contend less government is better, though the 4 candidates are going to receive 49% of the popular vote. Combined, mind you, Van Buren is going to win. Well, because he's one man as opposed to 4, so even though they got a majority, or almost, they got a lot of votes, a lot of participation. But he is going to basically ride on the popularity of Jackson. We'll go with that. And just kind of the people who support him, plus the fact that there's so many candidates going against him. All right. 1828, Philadelphian artisans and workers are going to organize the Working Men's Party, spread to 15 states by 1833. They're going to share a common ideology with local foci. They're going to convince Pennsylvania legislature to authorize tax-supported schools. So public schools have not always been a thing. The party's weakness in statewide elections is going to take a toll. By the mid-1830s, most politically active workers had joined the Democratic Party. So you do have a small party there for a little while, kind of a third party. Panic of 1837 is going to result from a drop in the money flowing from Britain to the U.S. Cotton. So basically cotton prices are going to fall. Let's see, more economic problems in 1839 when the bond prices fall in Europe. 9 states could not pay interest on their bonds. They default on foreign loans. So by 1843, U.S. is in a depression. This is under Martin Van Buren. Canal construction is down 90%. Prices and wages are going to fall nearly 50%, and unemployment is going to reach 20% in some sectors. And unions are going to virtually disappear because they don't have workers. And nobody can pay them. Van Buren is not the most successful president. He is only going to serve the one term. Let's see, from 1837 to, I'm trying to look at my thing here. Let's see, 1837 to 1841. So he'll just serve his one term. And we will get the next president who will run against him that will win the next election. So let me tell you about that. All right. So Van Buren is going to run again as a Democrat. William Henry Harrison, who is a Whig, is going to run against Van Buren. And he will be our last elected Whig president. Okay, so the public is going to blame the Democrats for economic problems. That is the same problem we have today. If there's going to be a big issue, the people will vote for the other party. All right, especially because Van Buren doesn't really do anything to stimulate the economy. The Whigs held their first national convention in 1840. William Henry Harrison of Ohio is nominated for president. John Tyler from Virginia for his vice president. So Harrison was a hero of the Battle of Tippecanoe and the War of 1812, and you get his campaign slogan, Tippecanoe and Tyler too. So Tippecanoe was a battle during the War of 1812, Tyler being the vice presidential candidate. Both parties are going to be competing for votes. William Henry Harrison was 68 years old, which at this time period was very old, especially to be taking on a 4-year job. He doesn't have a lot of political experience, but he's kind of a man of the people, which the people like this at this time. They like the men of the people. And he has this log cabin campaign, and he totally misrepresents himself. He would have never gotten away with it today, but basically he presents himself as this man who grew up in a log cabin, etc. That's not true. Actually, if you want to look up what really happened with Harrison and how he grew up, I will give you some extra credit. So if you want to write me up a little half-page blurb, not copied from the internet, in your own words, of what Harrison did, or what his life was like before he started running for president, before he started trying to tell everybody he was in a log cabin, I'll give you extra credit. How about, let's say, 10 points towards your minor grades? Okay? All right. So both the parties are competing for votes. There's a lot of songs. There's parades. There's mass meetings. There's also a lot of negative campaigning. But Harrison is going to win 53% of the popular vote and 80% of the electoral vote. Now, bless his little heart, Harrison, being 68 years old, he wants to show everybody how young and how he has so much vitality and life in him. And so he is going to, when he gives his inaugural address, he is going to not wear a coat. It's in March. It's very cold. It's rainy. And he decides that he's going to show everybody how strong and healthy he is. And he decides not to wear a coat. And so he actually ends up catching pneumonia. And he will die after 1 month in office. So he is our shortest serving president ever. William Henry Harrison. Trying to show everybody how much vitality and life he has. Yeah, didn't last long. So John Tyler will become the president at that point. John Tyler is going to support the Democrats more than the Whigs. So he's not a very good Whig candidate. So again, like I said, Harrison is going to be our only Whig president ever. He has a similar economic policy to Jackson. He's committed to slavery and states' rights. And the Democrats are going to benefit from this crisis among the Whigs. It's going to increase immigration and ethno-cultural politics. So basically the practice of voting along ethnic and religious lines. So just a reminder, extra credit, 10 points towards your minor grades on this grading period to tell me about William Henry Harrison's background. Half a page or more. Alrighty, well, I hope you all have a lovely day. Good morning, afternoon, evening, etc. I will see you or speak to you soon. Bye.